More news for the state of Tennessee in 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 is made possible by Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. TVI now joining the search for a man missing out of Louisiana. His car was spotted driving through Tennessee. Louisiana State Police issued a silver alert for 89-year-old Sidney Dent yesterday morning after he was reported missing from his home. He was last seen in a 2003 gold Mercedes E-Class with Louisiana plates. If you see him, call police.
The Tennessee Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly crash in Chester County. This was on US 45 at the intersection of State Route 100. That's just southwest of Jackson. Now, 2 cars were involved in this incident. No word on what caused it. Each direction was cut down to 1 lane.
As traffic stops become a key tool for the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration, Middle Tennessee lawmakers are now asking whether a joint operation between THP and ICE in Nashville last month violated the Constitution or broke laws. So far, the state is not responding to our requests about who was targeted and why. When news of the traffic stops broke, Nashville Representative John Ray Clemens and 10 other Democrats asked the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security for more information. In this letter, the department said the operation resulted in 369 traffic stops, 11 arrests, and 94 people detained by ICE. But Clemens says those details were vague. When our Investigates team asked for more details, like the number of white people stopped and why South Nashville was targeted, the department said that it was done responding.
Can you think of any reason why the Department of Homeland Security or THP wouldn't answer the questions that you've asked?
Yeah, I mean, well, their refusal to answer some of these key questions tends to indicate that they're hiding something.
WSMV4 Investigates team filed a public records request asking the department for copies of all the warnings and traffic citations that troopers handed out, plus dash cam video of those stops. The Investigates team is still waiting on a response, but did catch up with Governor Bill Lee to ask about the operation.
We're working under the direction of the Department of Homeland Security, and so they're responsible for information.
If the state is going to be cagey about this, and Bill Lee doesn't want to answer questions about this, then, you know, they're exposing themselves to potential lawsuits where the discovery process will play out in the federal courthouse, and these questions will get answered one way or another.
You know, normally it's easy for us as journalists to get information through what's called a Freedom of Information Act request. But the WSMV4 Investigates team found that in this particular case, it hasn't been easy. We're going to keep you posted as the investigation continues. In East Tennessee, a Cocke County woman is accused of leaving 16 dogs in a home in what the sheriff's office calls deplorable conditions. Jody Rank is charged now with animal cruelty, but she says things got bad when she took a trip to Georgia for 2 weeks, leaving her son in charge of caring for the 16 dogs. She says he wasn't home much and that the house flooded, causing that mess.
I have mixed feelings. I understand if you walk in and you see something like that, you're going to think, oh, this is horrible.
The sheriff's office says all 16 dogs are alive and now in a temporary shelter.
Dozens gathered to pay their respects to what would have been Tyre Nichols' 32nd birthday. It comes weeks after 3 former MPD officers were acquitted in the state trial. They say they are still facing sentencing in federal court. Well, activists called for accountability from Memphis city leaders while the city argues a civil lawsuit against Memphis could lead to bankruptcy. It's an argument the family attorney claims is a distraction. Sentencing 4 former MPD officers who were convicted in the federal trial will begin on June 16th.
All right, First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is tracking First Alert weather days for a lot of folks across the state.
It is multiple days, Amanda. Today, Saturday, then into our day on Sunday as well. It's a little bit more of an elevated risk today than what we saw yesterday. 2 out of 5 across most of the state. Now, that just means that our storm coverage is going to be a little more widespread than yesterday, and we have better chances of some of those storms producing heavier downpours and even some gusty winds. I mean, this is a large area of potential severe weather for today. Same thing into tomorrow as well. The entire state under that severe weather outlook. Sunday, we are not at the highest of the severe threat. There could be a very isolated thunderstorm Sunday. A lot of us will stay dry. Main areas of concern out toward the Carolinas, the East Coast, and then back into parts of the Midwest once again on Sunday. But here in the mid-state, next couple of days, please just keep an eye to the sky. I should say the entire state of Tennessee. We're in the low to the mid, maybe even the upper 80s. Any thunderstorm, heavy downpours, gusty winds late this afternoon, heading into this evening. Some frequent lightning as well. That tapers off overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We're dry early, then rain and thunderstorms will move back in late in the morning and through the afternoon. Some areas the farther north we are may miss out on the majority of the rainfall, but any thunderstorm again could still produce heavy rain, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Luckily, Amanda, the tornado threat is very, very low. It's not zero, but it's something we'll continue to keep an eye on.
A home inspector is hospitalized with serious injuries after a home that he was checking exploded. This happened in Gallatin in a new neighborhood. Neighbors say they heard a huge boom, looked outside, saw a fireball, and that's when a woman walked outside to find the home inspector standing in her driveway with burns.
The gentleman came up, obviously very burnt, needing help. So I called 911, look over and seen the house in flames.
The fire chief says the new build was just completed and going through its last inspection. The inspector was turning on the appliances when that home exploded.
It literally felt like somebody was driving their car through my garage. So I came out here, I heard somebody screaming, and so I went back inside, grabbed my son, grabbed my dog, and left.
The explosion was so powerful it damaged 4 other homes around it. Many of those homes were built together, so now neighbors want their homes double-checked because all of them have gas stoves. The TBI is investigating the cause of that explosion.
A woman is looking at time behind bars after being caught on camera getting into a shootout with a 2-year-old in her car. Memphis police have charged LaShawn James with reckless endangerment and child endangerment. They say on May 18th, 2 men began shooting at her while she drove on Still Street, and she returned fire. Investigators were told about a Facebook Live by the toddler's father where they say James can be seen shooting with the little girl in the back seat. The toddler's father said that James is the wife of his child's mother. From the Action News 5 newsroom in Memphis, I'm Taylor Tucker.
Right now, the Tennessee Department of Education is working to get standardized test results back quicker. And to do this, they're considering using AI to grade TCAP written tests. The automated scoring system uses a learning algorithm called Intelligent Essay Assessor. It learns how to score the tests by reading essays that expert human raters have graded. This past school year, administrators conducted a pilot test with the system, letting the AI grade essays already scored by teachers.
So we're having the algorithm do those second reads. And so we want to be really clear with folks, that still means that every child in Tennessee this year received a human first read. And anytime there may have been a discrepancy between what the algorithm identified for the back read, the second read, that was always referred to an expert human being to break the tie.
The technology has also been used in several other states like Ohio and Massachusetts. The professional educators of Tennessee say, we like the idea of faster test scores, but they want to make sure that the system is being properly trained.
They did tell me that they had no intent to do away completely with human involvement in this process. So I think that's also good. I mean, you got to be checking to make sure that it's correct.
Right now, no set timeline for the change to be in schools. The department is still testing the automated system. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10.